Before we embark upon an explanation of the duration of the woman's stay in her place, we must first establish the contextual ground rules. Without proper context, the numbers, direct or formulaic, will be misinterpreted. First, we must reiterate that the stay of the woman in her place is in the future, as all things are in Revelation. Furthermore, as we have pointed out earlier, the book of Revelation was written after the invention of crystal glass in the mid-15th century. Neither the book of Revelation or the future events it describes can have occurred prior to 1450 AD, which precludes interpretations such as this. The Church makes the same mistake in its New Testament student manual. The cited reference in section 86 does not support the manual's conclusion. The first 3 verses are about the parable of the wheat and tares, which speaks of an earlier time when the church was driven into the wilderness. But John speaks of a future harvest, which the next verses in section 86 make plain. Moreover, the earlier church was driven into the wilderness because Satan had choked the wheat of the church with tares. In John's revelation, it is the complete opposite. The woman representing the church flees to the wilderness for protection from the dragon. The church will not be choked with tares. Secondly, the current text of the Revelation is incorrect. Instead, 1,260 days, it should be 1,260 years. And Joseph Smith made this correction in his inspired translation. Of course, this invalidates many interpretations that use days instead of years. But many scholars got this aspect right in spite of the corrupt text, recognizing that John was using the so-called prophetic day, where days became years. The origin of the prophetic year is found in the book of Numbers. In Numbers, the Lord extended the Israelites wandering in the wilderness to 40 years, 1 year for each day they had scouted the Promised Land. The third contextual ground is that all numbers in John's revelation are symbolic. The number of days spent by the woman in her place is not a literal chronology. If the number of years of the woman's sojourn, 1,260, were literal, it would have exceeded the length of the millennium, or 1,000 years. That would mean the woman would be still in her place after the end of the world. This would be, obviously, nonsensical. In summary, the contextual mandates are as follows. All events in the book of Revelation are in the future. Days are interpreted as years, and all numbers in Revelation are symbolic.